Your turn first?
It's my turn first. As you all know, I was out for 3 weeks because of my allergies. My allergies were so bad that I was not myself. I was not myself, man. I did not know what I was going to do. I did not know how I was going to handle it, how I did it, but I didn't want to come to program grouchy. And you know what? And I didn't want to be grouchy against to my buddy Rob.
Yeah.
Your turn, Rob.
A zebra lionfish in the ocean in Monterey Bay Beach is where I was at. In Monterey Bay is where I was at, where I saw that in Monterey Bay. It's the same one in San Francisco. In San Francisco also.
You mean San Francisco?
I said San Francisco.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
San Francisco. That's where I was at.
You.
At the Steinhardt Aquarium, I saw. And this is called the the sea turtles in the ocean in San Francisco in the beautiful Monterey Bay Aquarium. I saw in the ocean in Hawaii, in the Hawaii Island, and the beach of the island of the beautiful island is called the sea turtles in the ocean in Hawaii and island. The beach of Waikiki Beach is where I saw them. Or the same ones in Monterey Bay and San Francisco. I saw them at the Steinhardt Aquarium and at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. The next one shows the dolphins in Florida, Miami Beach, Florida. I saw is in Monterey Bay. The same ones I saw in San Francisco, and I saw them in Vallejo. At a marine world, I saw them at Six Flags World. I saw are the same ones. And those dolphins are the same ones in San Francisco and in Monterey Bay.
Excuse me, Rob. When he said Vallejo, did you mean when we went with them with the day program?
I went there with my stepsister.
Oh, okay.
Casey took me there in 2014.
Oh, okay. Because I remember going to Vallejo on one of the summer trips with the with this program. So, okay, now, Rob, do you want to continue, buddy?
Okay, this is what I saw. Next, these are called orcas of the killer whales I saw in Alaska island of beaches are the same ones I saw in Vallejo at a marine world. Then I saw them in the ocean in Monterey Bay, whale watching in Monterey Bay, and I saw the big killer whales up in Monterey Bay Aquarium right by the ocean. I saw in the ocean. We're swimming out in at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I saw.
Okay.
And the next.
So, show us the next one, Rob.
This is called the sea otters in Monterey Bay. I saw are the same ones I saw in San Francisco. I saw them in Hawaii, in Honolulu, and I saw them in Florida, in Miami Beach, Florida. These are the same ones. It's called sea otters in Carmel by the Sea of Monterey Bay. In Monterey Bay of the sea. Of Monterey Bay of Carmel by the Sea. It's called.
Andy, not Andy. Rob, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's my turn, I meant. I'm getting mixed up here.
Ready now. Your turn now.
I'm getting all mixed up here.
Good job.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I want to talk to you guys about the Super Bowl. As you can see, let me stand and just let you show my shirt. This is my Kansas City shirt. As you can see, I'm going with the Chiefs for the Super Bowl this year. And as you can see, speaking of the Super Bowl, it's this Sunday at 3:30 on Fox 26. And during the halftime show, they're gonna have one of my favorite singers, Rihanna, on during halftime, and I can assure you that this is gonna be a good game. Rob?
This is called Skoma's Restaurant in San Francisco. I had clam cheddars over in the Bay in San Francisco Bay Area, right by the Golden Gate Bridge, Pier 47th. Is Skoma's about Skoma's is where I went to. This is where I had this is where I had
Rob,
French bread.
Rob. As you were saying about that restaurant earlier, you said it was a very good restaurant.
Yeah, it is a very good restaurant, and I had ribs there and spaghetti sauce there and crabs for dinner. I had lobsters for dinner there and shrimp for dinner at Skoma's in Sausalito and San Francisco. That's where I went to, in Sausalito. That's my favorite restaurant I went to.
Oh, so you're saying that this was was one of your best restaurants.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, Fresno's got one like this, but it's called the Chico's.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about why I wasn't with you for 3 weeks. As you all know by now, my allergies has flared up, and Rob here was kind of worried about me, and he thought I wasn't gonna come back, and but I told Rob, hang in there, I am coming back, and I stuck to my word and told Rob I was coming back today, which I did, and it was a good thing I did. Rob?
My turn?
Yes.
The Kite Tower is the bear. Is San Francisco, California I went to. You have the Alcatraz and the Kite Tower is where I went to. Is right here, right by the Alcatraz. Is where I was at in San Francisco Bay. And this is called the Chinatown, right by the cable car I went to in San Francisco Bay, closer by the Alcatraz. Is where I was at in San Francisco, California I went to. And this is the Bay Bridge, closer right by the by the Hyatt Regency building, closer by the Alcatraz I went to. It's the beautiful Bay Bridge I drove right with the Bay Bridge that me and Cozy were up in the Bay Area over to San Francisco. Is where I went to. San Francisco is where I was at. This is the Bay Bridge where I was. Return.
I want to hold that one up, and I want to talk about what's the name of that place?
The Bay Bridge.
It's just San Francisco. That's San Francisco, and that is home of my favorite football team, the 49ers, and my favorite baseball team, the Giants.
It is?
Yes, it is.
And that's the Bay Bridge where I was at in San Francisco. With lights on at night I saw it. Where I saw the fireworks last night in San Francisco.
Rob, may I say something about San Francisco?
Yeah.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
I would say, I know everybody knows about Pier 39. I would recommend Pier 39 to anyone who has not been to San Francisco. And trust me, you will love San Francisco. I've been down there so many times. There have been so many changes down there. And they got good restaurants. Like, for example, if you want clam chowder, you got Chowders. And if you want a burger, you got Casino Burger. And if you like to do some shopping, like NFL stuff, they got the NFL store. Everything on Pier 39. Rob?
Okay, ready. The Golden Gate Bridge and the Lombard Street I went to, and the cable car I went on, right right by the Painted Ladies of on Stanley Street House. This beautiful house is in San Francisco Bay Area is where I was at. In the Bay Area to San Francisco I went to. In the beautiful Bay Area. San Francisco, California is where I was at.
So, Rob, you're saying that about about whole kinds of things about San Francisco. Let me show you. I want to share something about a city that I've been to. It is south of here. It's about 4.5 hours south of here. We're talking about Los Angeles, California, right?
Yeah.
And when I used to go to Los Angeles every year, it was to go to camp. We would go to camp in this park in Los Angeles, and the name of the park was the name of a character. Was the last name of a character back in the '60s, and he was the sheriff of Mayberry. Who do you think I was talking about? Andy Griffith, huh?
Andy Griffith?
The name of the park was Griffith. The name was called Griffith. Griffith. So when I went into that park the very first time, it made me think of him, huh? It made me think of that character, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, and when the security guard said, "You're right, the one." And his last name was Griffith. He told me. He said I was right, huh? He said, "Andy Griffith, you're right." It should have named it Andy Griffith Park, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I go, what? I said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what in the world would people think about
Your turn.
about the
Nick,
name
tell me when you're done, Nick.
when
Take turn.
right when
It's your turn, okay?
he told me let me know when I'm done.
Okay.
And I said,
Rob, his turn, so wait.
and I said, what would people think if the park was called Andy Griffith Park instead of Griffith Park? And I said, how would people think about it? And you know, if you look on the beginning of one of the shows that was filmed in Los Angeles, Three's Company, which was filmed in Santa Monica, they would go into LA. They would go into that same park, and they would do a opening to Three's Company, which showing the LA Zoo.
Oh, nice.
Rob, it's your turn.
Good job.
Okay, next is the Bay Bridge of San Francisco Bay. It's the beautiful Bay Bridge with lights on the night I went to in the Bay Bridge at night. In San Francisco, California, I went to the Bay Bridge. That's where I went to the Bay Bridge. Right here is San Francisco Bay. And this is called the Hyatt Regency building I went to. This is inside, that's a motel I stayed at. It's called the Hyatt Regency, that's what it's called.
That is that.
It's in
I
San
stayed at one of
Francisco.
those hotels. Rob.
They
I
have
stayed at
in
one of
San
those
Francisco
hotels,
too.
but this one, but the one I stayed at was in Orlando, Florida.
But that's a different motel I stayed at in San Francisco.
Okay,
And the
Rob.
next one is the Golden Gate Bridge. 4 pictures of the Golden Gate. One's the cloudy one.
Talk longer than him. Can't get one in a minute or two, right?
I put my hand up.
I know, but I'm saying like,
Let him know about.
let him finish his time, because earlier you talked longer than him, so you gotta share time, okay, buddy?
San Francisco Bay of the Golden Gate Bridge is the cloudy bridge and the sunny bridge and the beautiful bridge, and where it was a little bit cloudy in the winter time of San Francisco, and the fall time is a beautiful place, and it's not sunny as the next one. That one's with lights on at night at the Golden Gate Bridge where I was at. What do you think? Okay, this is the Hyatt Regency building. Here I found is the city of the Hyatt Regency building I went to in San Francisco Bay Area of the cable car in San Francisco I saw. It's a beautiful place I went to in the Bay Area. And the next one shows the Hyatt Regency building, shows the picture of the Hyatt Regency building. is where I was at. You see the Hyatt Regency building, Nick? This is where I stayed in that motel.
Okay, Rob, after that one is Nick turn, okay?
Okay.
I have a question for Rob. Rob, as I was saying, I stayed at that Hyatt hotel in Orlando, Florida. And as you know, that hotel was 3 to 5 stories high. But that's okay. I can handle stuff like that. And as you know, okay, we're gonna get to the weather right now. Last night's low was 36 degrees, and we're gonna be 1 degree shy of 60 degrees today with a high of 59. Rob?
Okay, and next is the Palace of Finder. This is where I was at. Check it out, Nick. The Palace of Finders. That's where I was at, Nick. Remember that in San Francisco you went to? This is the painted ladies of the Astoria Street in San Francisco I went to, with houses at night in San Francisco, California, closer by the Hyatt Regency building I went to. In the beautiful Bay Area, I went to San Francisco.
So what you're saying is that you stayed at one of those hotels in not Los Angeles, I mean San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I bet you it cost you a fortune.
It does. The next one shows the Bay Area of the San Francisco is where it was on Stoner Street. Closer by the Regency building is the Painted Ladies in San Francisco Bay Area is where I was at in the Bay Area. In San Francisco I went to. San Francisco it's called.
Yep.
And the next one shows, here's the next picture shows the Bay Area too. Also shows the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco is at night, by day and night. Shows the beautiful thing. It shows goes like this. It goes day and night. It shows San Francisco Bay Area is where I was at.
Okay, I believe it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say the reason why I'm letting Rob show so many pictures is because we are 3 weeks behind. And because I was out with my allergies for the last 3 weeks, so I'm letting Rob show more pictures than I would normally do. Rob?
Okay, my turn. The Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco is where I was at in the Bay Area. Of the beautiful Bay of San Francisco I went to is where I was at in San Francisco is the Golden Gate Bridge. And the next one shows here's the cloudy Golden Gate Bridge is where in San Francisco I went to in the sunshine when it was cloudy by the Golden Gate Bridge I went to. When it was cold up in San Francisco I went to. The next one shows the Bay Bridge at night when it was dark out, and the beautiful dark out when it was dark in San Francisco I went to in the Bay Area. As the beautiful place of San Francisco by where it was cloudy at the Golden Gate Bridge I went to at nighttime. And the next one shows here is the Golden Gate Bridge and the cable car and the Chinatown and right by the cable car and the beautiful Pier 39s of San Francisco I went to. Chinatown, cable car, Pier 39 right here, and the cable car, Golden Gate Bridge and the cable car, and the boats out by Skomas, closer right by. And this is where I was at other places. It was right by the Coit Tower. Did you see what's that one called, Nick? You see the other building? What's that one called, Nick? The G
It's pronounced Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli's mall.
That's the chocolate factory.
It's the mall where the chocolate factory is at in San Francisco.
He asked me about the word for him, huh? Okay, Rob was talking about Pier 39 just a minute ago, and I have seen a lot of good stuff in Pier 39 where the fishermen bring in the fish for the restaurants, and I was wondering what do they do after they catch the fish? So, and for that, I'm gonna send it over to Rob.
Okay, this is this is where the boats are in the beautiful office buildings closer by the Regency building. This is where the boats are. You see this building, Nick, and the other building? And that other building, what are those ones called? What's that one called, Nick?
That building?
And that other building, that other, and the boats.
It's called the Embarcadero
Yeah. And that one right here?
and Lombard. And there's so many streets.
What's the other one called?
Market.
The Market.
Market.
And what's the boats called? What's the boat parking zone called in San Francisco, Nick?
I forgot.
You forgot? You don't know that one?
No, I don't. Sorry
it.
about that, Rob.
That's in San Francisco in the Bay Area.
Okay, Rob, that's it for right now. That's it for today, okay? Because we'll see you back here next Tuesday. And until then, have yourself a great
Next
week.
Thursday you'll be here, correct, Nick?
No, next Tuesday. Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to you. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
Yeah.